Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins Collections, where today we're about to explore a very special coin, one that could be hiding in your change right now and might be worth far more than you ever imagined. We're talking about the 1976 Lincoln penny, a coin that's steeped in history and carries a mystery that collectors just can't get enough of. You won't want to miss the details we're about to dive into, so make sure you stay tuned until the end, because this coin could be worth a whole lot more than its face value. Let's start by taking a look at the 1976 Lincoln penny. For most people, the penny is just a small, copper-colored coin that's not worth much in day-to-day transactions. But for collectors, even these seemingly ordinary coins can hold incredible value. The 1976 Lincoln penny, minted in honor of the country's bicentennial, was issued with a unique significance. The year 1976 marked the 200th anniversary of the United States independence, and while the penny itself didn't change in design, the country's spirit of celebration and pride made this coin an important part of the nation's history. Now, at first glance, the 1976 Lincoln penny might look like just another penny in circulation, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But here's the thing. This particular coin became a focal point for collectors due to a rare and special error that occurred during the minting process. And this is where things start to get really interesting. You see, not all 1976 pennies are created equal. While most were minted and released into circulation without issue, a very small number of these pennies were struck with a unique, highly sought-after minting error. This error is called a double die or doubled strike error, and it happens when the coin is struck more than once by the same die, but in slightly different positions. This causes parts of the coin's design to appear as if they've been stamped twice, leading to a doubled effect that's most noticeable on the date and lettering. The doubled image gives the coin a distinct and blurry look, and collectors absolutely love these types of errors because they make the coin stand out from the rest. What makes this error so significant? Well, the 1976 Lincoln penny with a double die is a rare find, and finding one in good condition is even rarer. These double die pennies are like a hidden treasure for coin collectors, and if you're lucky enough to come across one, you might just have an incredibly valuable coin in your hands. Imagine finding a penny in your collection or spare change with that unmistakable doubled impression. It's like discovering a small piece of history that's far more valuable than its weight in copper. But here's the kicker, the rarity of these double die pennies is what makes them so valuable. Most of the 1976 pennies were struck correctly and have no significant errors, which means the small handful of double die pennies are even more prized by collectors. The more well-preserved the coin is, the higher its value, and if you happen to find a 1976 Lincoln penny with this error in pristine condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, what does all this mean for the value of the 1976 Lincoln penny with a double die error? Well, hold on to your hats because the price might just blow you away. A 1976 Lincoln penny with this rare minting error can be worth an impressive $54,000. That's right, $54,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that a coin so small and seemingly insignificant could carry such a high price tag, but that's the power of rarity and error coins in the world of numismatics. To put it simply, the 1976 Lincoln penny with a double die error is a true treasure for collectors. It's one of those coins that, once discovered, could make your entire coin collection significantly more valuable. If you're a collector, always remember to carefully examine the pennies you come across. You might just find that hidden gem worth thousands of dollars. Today, we've got something that's sure to excite you if you're a true numismatist. We're diving deep into a coin that might be sitting in your collection right now, or could be hiding in your spare change. We're talking about the 1979 Lincoln penny. At first glance, this might seem like just another penny, but believe me, this coin has some serious potential to be worth a small fortune. Stick with me as we explore why the 1979 Lincoln penny could be one of the most valuable pennies in your collection. Let's start by taking a quick look at the basics of the 1979 Lincoln penny. As you probably already know, the Lincoln penny has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909, and it's had a few changes over the years. But by the time 1979 rolled around, the design had remained pretty much the same, with the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. A familiar sight in anyone's pocket change, right? However, there's more to the story with the 1979 Lincoln penny. This particular year, along with a few other years in the late 70s, had a unique situation in the U.S. minting process that led to some very rare and highly collectible coins. While most of the 1979 pennies were struck with no issues and circulated widely, there was one major factor that led to a few key errors that would make these coins worth far more than their face value. One of the most interesting and valuable errors you should be aware of is the so-called wide AM variety. Now, if you're wondering what that means, let me explain. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse of the penny has the letters America on it, and in most 1979 pennies, the A and the M are very close together. But for a very small number of pennies minted that year, the A and the M were spaced farther apart, creating what is known as a wide AM variety. This small but significant error makes the coin much rarer than a typical 1979 penny, and it's exactly the type of mistake that collectors love. What makes this error so special and valuable? Well, the key factor here is rarity. Only a small number of 1979 pennies were struck with the wide AM error, and these coins were not noticed by the general public until much later. The wide AM variety is incredibly difficult to find, and the ones that are in mint condition can fetch a pretty penny, pun intended. Now, let's talk about the value of this rare 1979 Lincoln penny. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1979 penny with the wide AM variety, and it's in excellent condition, you could be holding on to something worth a lot of money. While most of the 1979 pennies are worth just a few cents, the wide AM error is where the value skyrockets. Depending on the coin's condition, this rare penny can be worth $50,000, yes, $50,000 for a single penny. Imagine finding a penny like this in your pocket change. It's the kind of discovery that makes coin collecting so exciting. It's not just the wide AM variety that makes the 1979 Lincoln penny special, though. There are also other varieties and errors, such as double strike errors and die cracks, which can also increase a coin's value. But without a doubt, the wide AM variety is the most sought after, and it's the one that commands the highest prices. For collectors, finding a 1979 Lincoln penny with any kind of error is like finding a hidden treasure. It's a reminder of how small mistakes at the mint can lead to huge opportunities in the world of coin collecting. If you've got a collection of pennies from the late 70s, now might be the time to pull them out and take a closer look. Who knows? You could have a 1979 penny with a rare error just waiting to be discovered. So, to wrap it up, the 1979 Lincoln penny, particularly the wide AM variety, is a highly valuable coin due to its rarity and the unique minting errors that make it stand out. If you're a coin collector, this is definitely a coin you want to keep an eye out for. And if you happen to find one, make sure it's in the best possible condition to maximize its value. You could be holding a coin worth $50,000. Today we have something truly exciting to talk about. If you're a collector or even just someone who loves a good story about coins, you're going to want to listen closely. Today's star is the 1963 Lincoln penny, a coin that might be sitting in your collection right now, or even in your spare change, and could be worth far more than you ever thought possible. So grab a seat and get ready to discover why this small penny could be worth a small fortune. Now, let's start with a bit of background on the 1963 Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny, of course, has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909, and it's one of the most familiar coins in the country. The obverse side of the coin features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse side traditionally showcases the Lincoln Memorial. By 1963, this design had been in circulation for decades, but it's what was happening at the U.S. Mint in that particular year that makes this penny truly special. The 1963 Lincoln penny is part of a series of pennies that were struck during a period of relative stability in the U.S. minting process. But even though most of these pennies were produced in large quantities, it's the ones with specific errors or unique characteristics that make them so desirable to collectors. If you're wondering what could possibly make this otherwise common coin so valuable, keep listening. Point 1 of the primary reasons why the 1963 Lincoln penny can fetch such a high price is due to certain rare minting errors that occurred that year. The key error to look out for is known as a double die obverse. Now, if you're new to the world of coin collecting, let me explain what that means. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice by the same die, but in slightly different positions. This results in a doubling effect, which is most noticeable on the letters and numbers on the coin. In the case of the 1963 Lincoln penny, the doubling can often be seen in the word Liberty and the date itself, 1963. The double die error on the 1963 Lincoln penny is relatively rare, and because it was not caught during the minting process, many of these coins were released into circulation. That's why collectors are always on the lookout for these specific errors. Imagine stumbling upon a penny with the doubling effect. It's like finding a hidden treasure, but the story doesn't end there. The 1963 Lincoln penny with this particular error, when found in excellent condition, can become incredibly valuable. Most of the pennies from 1963 were worn down over time through daily circulation, so finding one in mint or near mint condition is a big deal. The more pristine the coin, the higher the value it can fetch. For collectors, condition is everything, and a well-preserved 1963 double die penny is a coveted prize. Now, you might be wondering, how much could a 1963 Lincoln penny with a double die error really be worth? Hold on to your hats, because if you have one of these rare pennies in top condition, it could be worth as much as $63,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $63,000 for a single penny. It's truly amazing how a small mistake at the mint can lead to such a significant increase in value. The rarity of the error, combined with the coin's condition, makes it a standout in the world of coin collecting. So, if you're a coin collector or just someone who loves to go through old coins, don't overlook your 1963 Lincoln pennies. Take a closer look. There might just be a hidden gem in your collection or spare change that could turn out to be worth a fortune. Whether you're looking for the double die error or simply searching for well-preserved examples of this iconic penny, the 1963 Lincoln penny is definitely one to keep your eye on. To sum it all up, the 1963 Lincoln penny with the double die error is a rare and valuable coin, with a history and uniqueness that make it highly sought after by collectors. If you're lucky enough to find one, it could be worth an eye-popping $63,000. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future coin discoveries. Who knows, you might just find that $63,000 penny hiding in your collection. Happy hunting, and as always, happy collecting.